This is Purana Talk.
It's another exciting episode.
Well, you be the judge. It's chapter 218 of the Garuda Purana, part 1, Skanda 1, as you wish. We are continuing to read under the title of Dharmashastra. So these are texts of religious instruction. Brahma said, O Vyasa, I shall explain the procedure of shraddha, which yields worldly enjoyments and salvation to men. The performer of shraddha shall invite Brahmins, particularly brahmacharins, which is to say, celibate students. It implies both. So he's speaking to Vyasa, and shraddha is like this whole class of ancestral worship that the Garuda Purana has been particularly interested in. We've had long sections before we started recording them. You can return to for further study if you are so desirous.
And Neolithic archaeology, of course, leads us to believe...
Does it always blink like that up there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Neolithic archaeology leads us to believe that ancestor worship is one of the oldest religious practices. So for this to be the case doesn't surprise me.
Okay. For the record, he's not surprised. 2. For the worship of devas, the sacred thread should be in the normal way, and for the worship of pitris, the sacred thread should be in the prachinavita form, on the right shoulder and under the left arm.
And this is brahmacharians that are doing this worship, or who's doing that?
No, it's for whomever is
Whoever
doing it, but it says that the performer should invite Brahmins, particularly brahmacharins, which is to say,
you're doing this ritual,
unmarried students of Brahmin caste.
Okay.
So yeah, invite them especially. For the worship of devas, the sacred thread is worn in the normal way, but in worshipping the pitris, it should be done in the prachinavita, which I believe, I'm trying to remember, it's wearing it the other way around, basically. So it goes under the left arm and over the right shoulder instead of over the right shoulder and over the left shoulder and under the right arm. So instead of that, it's reversed. When the worship is when the worship of feet is to be performed, samyoga mantra is to be used. The householder asks, Om, you all have come? Question. When they reply, Om, well, we have come. I'd want to see the original. The householder says, Om to Vishve Devas, to all devas. Here is the water offering, and Argya Swaha, and offers the sacred deity water through the bent kush grass on the feet of the Brahmin, intended to be the representative of Vishve Devas, which they're saying are all the gods, or the universal gods. 4. The householder faces the south. He wears the sacred thread in the opposite way and repeats the names and gotra of the person to whom he performs shraddha, and says, Here is the offering of water to the feet and Argya Swadha. He takes the sacred pitri water and pours it through the bent kush grass along with flowers over the feet of the Brahmin intended to represent the pitris. Similarly, the maternal grandfather and others. Here is the Achamaniya water, Swaha Swadha. Saying so, it is poured into the hand of the Brahman. Here is Argya. Saying so, the flower is handed to the Brahman. 6:7. The householder then says that in such and such a place, in such and such a month, in such and such transit of the sun, in such and such tithi, which is the day of the lunar fortnight, he is preparing to perform the Vaishvadeva shraddha for his father, grandfather, and great-grandfather of such and such gotra, and named such and such. I wonder what the Sanskrit was. Such and such seems like an unlikely.
Yeah, that wasn't that.
He asked the Brahmins, "Is the seat ready?" When they say, "Yes, it is ready," he begins, Om Bhu Bhuvaha Om. Excuse me, it's actually Om Bhu Om Bhuvaha Om Swaha Om Maha Om Janaha Om Tapaha Om Satyam. These are the 7 Vyahritis. With these he makes the Brahman representing God sit facing the east. Then he makes the other Brahman representing the Pitris sit facing the north. Then he goes round them saying, "Obeisance, obeisance, always obeisance to the deities, to the Pitris of great yogic power, obeisance to Svadha and Swaha." He repeats this thrice. And when they say obeisance over and over, it's generally Namaha that they're saying. Namo is the same
These
word.
7
Vyahritis.
Vya.
VYA with a line over it. H. R with a dot under it. TIS. VYAHRTIS. Vyahritis. You get this every now and then, like in Hridaya, which is the heart. And Hrishikesh.
Right.
It's the vocative. It's not an R, but it's considered a vowel. It's the word that begins Rig Veda or Rishi. Okay, where were we?
Yeah, sure. Right.
With it, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. Again, he takes the Sankalpa, as mentioned in the first paragraph of this section, Om Swaha unto the Vishve Devas. I shall invoke the Vishve Devas. When they give permission, saying, "Yes, invoke," he repeats the mantra, Om Vishve Devaha Shrunutemam, etc. Up to Rajanam. Parayamasi, and invokes, "May the powerful Vishvedevas of noble dignity come. Those who are engaged in this shraddha shall be cautious. Om, may the performed be free from asuras and rakshasas." After this, he scatters barley grains thrice.
Platform.
The platform. What did I say?
Something else.
Om, may the platform be free from asuras and rakshasas. Yeah, something didn't make sense when I read it the first time, but, I just keep going. Don't look back.
You do fine most of the time.
But I thought it was interesting that those who are engaged in this shraddha shall be cautious. Om, may the platform be free from asuras and rakshasas, which are demons of a couple varieties. After this, he scatters barley grains thrice. The householder then says, Om, I shall prepare the patra, the vessel, when they permit, saying, "Yes, do." He takes the blades of kusha grass and twists them in the form of Trivrit Pavitra, repeating the mantras Pavitre Sto Vaishnavya and Om Vishnur Manasa Pute Staha, and places the Pavitra inside the vessel. 9. Repeating the mantra Om Shanno Devihi. He pours water in the vessel, repeating the mantra Om Yavosi, etc. He puts the yava grains, which I think are barley, or a kind of barley. Repeating the mantra Gandha Dvaram, etc. He offers the scents. I'm trying to decide if that was No footnote with the etc. here. There is a footnote to the Rig Veda somewhere in here, but I haven't seen it yet. Then pouring the samshrava water in the former vessel. Did I get that far?
Yeah.
Repeating the mantra Om Ya Divya Apaha, he offers water to the Brahman and places the samshrava and pavitra near the Brahman. Then pouring the samshrava water in the former vessel, he places it over the kusha grass upright and places a blade of kusha over it also. Here are these scents, flowers, incense, lamp, a pair of garments, and sacred thread to the Vishvedevas. Obeisance, let this offer of scents, etc., be unimpaired. The Brahmins say, be it so. 11. Then he seeks permission, saying, shall I perform the shraddha of Pitri's grandfather, great-grandfather, maternal great-grandfather, and maternal great-great-grandfather? When the Brahmins say, yes, do, he repeats, Om Devatabhyaha, etc., thrice. 12. Here is the seat and shraddha unto our father, grandfather, etc., of such and such names, accompanied by their wives. Saying so, he places the seat towards the left of the Brahmin. Om, I invoke the Pitris. The Brahmin says, yes, invoke. He repeats the mantra, Om Ayantu Naha Pittaraha, etc. Thus the invocation. Then, Om, may the Asuras and Rakshasas clear away from the platform. He scatters tilla grains, repeating the mantra Tilosi Soma Daivatyo, etc., and the hands over the tilla seeds to the Brahman, and hands over the tilla seeds to the Brahman, and sesame seeds. 13. After giving scents and flowers to the Brahman, he takes the Pitripatra, and repeats Ya Divya, etc. Om, my father of such and such gotra and such a name, accompanied by thy wife, here is argya and shraddha unto thee. The vessel with pavitra is then placed on the left side of the Brahman over the kush grass, repeating the mantra Om Pitribhyaha Stha Namasi. He places the vessel face down. Om, may the worlds occupied by the Pitris be sanctified. Thou art the seat of the Pitris. He touches the vessel face down. Thou art the ball of rice soaked in ghee. He asks the Pitri Brahman, the Pitri Brahman. There's like a specific Pitri priest. Do you want us to take a break?
Sorry. We're going to take a little break here.
We're back. Just a little kapha imbalance. Nothing to be concerned about.
We're starting with 14.
We're in for, yeah, let's go. We'll just start from the top. Take it from the top. Om, may the worlds occupied by the Pitris be sanctified. Thou art the seat of the Pitris. He touches the vessel face down. Thou art the ball of rice soaked in ghee. He asks the Pitri Brahman, shall I place it on the fire? Then he says, yes, do. Om Swaha unto Agni, the bearer of Kavya, and sprinkles 2 drops of ghee in the hands of Deva Brahman, and gives a portion of the ball of rice in his hand. A portion of the rice is kept for the ball of pinda, the ball of rice, the pinda, and the remaining is put in the vessels of Pitris and that of maternal grandfather. He covers the vessel with kush grass and lifts it with both the hands kept prone, repeats the mantra Om Prithvi Te Patram, etc., and invokes the vessel. Repeating the mantra Idam Vishnuhu, etc., the thumb of the Brahman is placed in the middle of the rice. Repeating the mantra Apahata, he scatters yava grains thrice. Repeating the mantra Om Nihanmi, etc., he scatters the sum of money intended. 17 now. Om Swaha, here is the rice with ghee, pickles, and drinking water to the gods, named Madhu Vilochana, and with water and kusha, the same is contemplated as such. Om, may this rice be unimpaired. Om, may the contemplated be realized. Then, wearing the sacred thread in the opposite direction, he places, I think it should be, He
Mm-hmm.
places all foodstuffs, side dishes, ghee, etc., in a vessel in front of the Pitri Brahman and places a blade of grass half covering the vessel and half over the ground. Then he lifts the vessel with his palms supine, repeating the mantra Om Prithivi, etc., repeating the mantra Idam Vishnoho. He places the thumb of the Brahman in supine position over the foodstuff. Then he repeats the mantra Apahata, etc., and scatters the jinjali seeds. He then kneels with his left knee touching the ground. Here is the foodstuff with side dishes, drinking water, and ghee, devoid of forbidden food, and svadha unto my pitris, pitamaha, etc., accompanied by their wives, and named such and such, belonging to such and such gotra. The sankalpa, contemplation, for the food is the mantra Om Urjam Vahantihi, etc. He then pours a few drops of water facing the south. And it goes on. Om, may this shraddha be unimpaired. Om, may the contemplated be realized. Om bhu bhuvaha swaha. And after that he recites the mantra Om madhu vataha, etc. 20:21. He shall then say, Ye be pleased to take food conveniently and refraining from speech. He shall then repeat the Pitri Stotra, beginning with the Sapta Vyadhyaha. The 7 hunters are in the Darshana lands. The deeper are in the mountain Kalanjara. The deer are in the mountain Kalanjara. The Chakravaka birds are in the Sharadvipa, which is some kind of island. And the swans are in the Manasa lake. Those Brahmins, it's the lake of the mind, if you will. Those Brahmins of noble family and the extensive knowledge of the Vedas are in Kurukshetra. You have started on a long journey and are likely to be tired out by them. By then? I think maybe then, but them is kind of humorous. 22. Then he shall say, be satiated. With the sacred thread worn leftways and facing south, the mantra Om Agni Dagdaha etc., shall be repeated. May the Pitris who were duly cremated and those who were not in our family be pleased with what I offer on the earth, and becoming satiated, may they attain the highest goal. Saying so, he shall place the rice soaked in ghee on the kush grass on the ground, pouring water over it. Then water is to be offered to the Brahmins in order as the last mouthful. He then repeats Gayatri with the Vyahritis and the mantra Madhuvata, etc. He then asks the Deva Brahmin, the food appealed to you, I hope? When he says, yes, very much, he asks, Om, what shall I do with the remaining food? The Brahmin replies, let it be partaken by you, along with your near and dear. Then he asks the Pitri Brahmin wearing the sacred thread leftways, Om, I hope you're satisfied. He replies, Om, we are satiated. Thereafter the ground is sprinkled with water, and a circle and a square are drawn, and Jinjali seeds are scattered. O my father, of this name of this Gotra, accompanied by thy wife, here is the seat for the Pinda unto thee and Svadha. Similarly for grandfather too, in the middle of the line, then Gayatri and Vyahritis is repeated, and the mantra Madhuvata, etc. is repeated thrice. The ball of rice soaked in ghee is placed on the blade of kush grass, invoking father and grandfather and respective names, Gotra, etc., saying, here is the Pinda unto thee and Svadha. Then with the mantras as before, the Pinda is scattered. Near the Pinda, Om, may the Lepabhuks, those who take lambatives, be pleased. I thought lambatives were like medications that you sucked or something, or licked. What would that possibly mean?
I'm not
Then
sure.
he wipes his hands on the kusha grass. With the water washing the pinda, he repeats the mantra and says, O my father, name of Gotra, etc. Accompanied by thy wife, I am making this water libation unto thee and to those that are after thee, swadha unto thee. Thus the pitri pinda is sprinkled. When he places the pinda patra face down, it's like the pinda leaf, with hands joined together, he repeats the mantra Om Pitarmada Yadvam, etc. Touching water, he turns around on the left and faces the north. He then takes pranayama thrice and says obeisance unto the 6 seasons. We're now at 25. Turning again to the left, a flower is handed over. May this rite be unimpaired and unbothered. May merit accrue. Facing the south, he repeats the mantra Ami Madanta Pitaraha, etc. Untying the upper cloth and joining palms, he says, Obeisance unto ye, obeisance unto ye. O Pitris, rice of the house is given. Saying this, he looks at the house all round. Here is your cloth, O Pitris of this Gotra and Swadha. Then the thread is given. He lifts the water pitcher with the left hand, repeating the mantra Urjam Vahantihi. The water is poured over the pinda. From the water pitcher placed before, the remaining water is taken and the pindas are sprinkled. Invoking the pinda, scents, etc. are given. Kusha grass and a leaf is placed over the pinda. Then he repeats the mantra Akshanami, etc. 3 times. Akshanami. Similarly, everything is performed for the Brahmins representing maternal grandfather and others, Achamana. Om, may the sprinkling be excellent. He sprinkles the water. Om, gods are stationed in the middle water. Everything is founded in the water. May the water placed in the hand of the Brahmin be holy unto us all. Then he hands over the water to the Brahmin. Lakshmi is stationed in the lotus. Lakshmi stays in the cowshed always. Let there be goodwill of thine forever. He repeats the mantra Somasya, etc. Whatever is progressive and conducive to the welfare of the world shall be mine forever. Om, may this be unimpaired and unbothered. Then Yava grains are given.
Oh boy. A little more.
This is 28. May the food and drink, offered to my father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, with their wives, belonging to such and such Gotra, be everlasting. He then hands over the Jinjali seeds. The Brahmin says, be it so. May the benediction of maternal grandfather and others be unending. Om, may the Pitris be non-cruel. May our Gotra flourish. May our donors flourish. May Vedas and progeny flourish. May not our faith recede. May there be much for us to give. May our foodstuffs increase. May we get guests. May there be mendicants flocking to us. Let us not beg of anyone. May these blessings be given. May there be goodwill. When the Brahmin says, be it so, in the place where Pinda is given, he drops the Pavitra for the sake of Argya. He then takes up the Pavitra and Kusha grass, and with it he touches the Brahmin. He asks, shall I recite the Swadha? He replies, Om, let it be recited. Om, let the Swadha be announced to father, grandfather, and great-grandfather of such and such names along with their wives. When the Brahmin says, let the Swadha be presented, he shall repeat the mantra, Urjam Vahanti, and pour water. Om, may Vishvedevas be pleased with this yajna. Saying thus, he places Yava grains in the hand of the Brahmin. When he says, Om, let them be pleased, he shall repeat, Om Devatabhyaha, etc. 3 times. We're at 31. Looking down, he moves the pinda patras to and fro and performs achamana. He wears the sacred thread in the normal way and faces the east. Now he's reversed the sacred thread. Om, I offer unto thee of such and such Gotra, named so and so, of Brahmanical clan, and accompanied by thy wife, the silver piece as dakshina for the fulfillment of this shraddha. Saying so, the dakshina is handed over. Similarly, the dakshina is given to the Deva Brahmana also. Then, facing the Pitri Brahman, the question is put, are the pindas ready? He replies, yes, very well. He pours the milk over the pinda, then the pinda is moved to and fro. The guest Brahman keeps the pinda, patra, in supine position. The mantra Om, Vajay, Vajay, etc. is repeated and pinda is cast. Then the mantra Ama, Vajasya, etc. is repeated and the devas are bid farewell to. With the mantra Om Abhiramyatam, the Pitri Brahmin is bid farewell to. The householder returns without the Brahmins following. The pindas are then given to cows, etc. This is the rule of procedure in a shraddha. If this is read, it quells sins. Wherever shraddha is performed according to these rules, the ancestors are everlastingly propitiated. The performer is sure to attain heaven. Thus I have explained the Parvana Shraddha, which helps the mains attain Brahmaloka.
Very interesting. It's an extremely elaborate ritual. Like, you couldn't do this quickly.
And very detailed and very specific about it, how it's to be done.
Yeah.
We've had others that sort of say, you could do this, you could do that, you could try this,
Yeah. This is all laid out very clearly. And it seems mostly it's about distributing food and water to the ancestors. That seems to be what it's about.
And the pindas are interesting. They drew my attention long ago. In fact, do you remember that photograph I had that it was
where
from my very first trip? Yeah, from my very first trip to India, and I'd gotten to Benares, and I saw a Brahmin basically instructing someone in doing these. And I took photographs. It was one of my first impressions of Indian Hindu ritual. They're about so big, and then lumps,
rice.
Of rice that are stuck together well with, either by kneading them somehow and breaking up the grains or cooking them in a certain way, or maybe mixing them even with ghee or something like that. But they seem pretty simple balls of rice or glom together and then treated in various ways. And it seemed to me there were 3, and so that would sort of be explained by the 3-generational approach to worshiping your ancestors. Your father, your great-grandfather, your grandfather, your great-grandfather. So, anyway, there you go.
Pretty interesting.